Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about hair loss and anemia. So for those of you that don't know, I've lost over 100 pounds. I've been maintaining my weight for over 15 years. But when I first started, I definitely did not lose weight the way I would today. I've learned so much throughout the years. And when I was first starting my weight loss journey, I definitely really focused on a calorie deficit. I was going to the gym so much. And to make a long story short, I was definitely not getting all the nutrients that I needed from my food. So over time, I developed anemia. Like my iron was always really low. I always had dry skin. Like the insides of my eyes were always really pale. There are certain signs that you get from having like low iron. So anyway, throughout the years, I've always kind of teeter-tottered where my hemoglobin has been low, my iron has been low. I don't think ever to an extent where it's been like dangerously low, but definitely always low, even to the extent of me going to donate blood and them rejecting me, which I was like, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm over here trying to do something good. And my iron and my hemoglobin was too low for me to donate blood. So to that extent, I've always dealt with low iron levels. So anyway, I want to talk to you about something that I recently went through. I haven't really talked much about it because I'm not one to talk about a problem until I have a solution. And I was dealing with it for a few months. I know what it was due to. But it's still really hard to talk about certain things, especially something like hair loss for me personally, because my hair has always been like a huge part of my identity. I've always had a ton of hair, long hair, and I did experience some hair loss as well. And I just get like really emotional about it. It's happened to me in the past when I was dealing with a thyroid issue. And so this time it was a little different. I was dealing with an iron deficiency and I started having hair loss, and it was really devastating to me. It always, for some reason, it just gets me, and I know it's not a permanent thing, but anyway, I had self-diagnosed myself with like low iron and anemia, and I'll tell you what my symptoms were just to see if you can relate. Let me get I always have to have my tumbler with me because I will not drink water. In here I have my chocolate raspberry. I know, I usually always do my chili mango, but Element has a new line. It's their chocolate line. They have the chocolate raspberry, they have the chocolate chai, and also chocolate mint. Isn't that crazy? And it still has the same breakdown. It's 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And it's just a great way for me to get my water in. And also, for those of you that don't know, electrolytes are not just for hydration. They're also great for hormonal regulation. And so for both men and women. Okay, sometimes people just think it's like just hydration, but it's not. It's actually great for your overall well-being. And guys, the Element Chocolate Medley is only available for a limited time. So if you love chocolate, then, obviously grab it because it's not going to be available forever. Now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packs with any Element order. Just go on drinklmnt.com/low carb love. And if you guys try them and don't like them, Element has a great policy where they'll do a refund without any questions. So anyway, that'll be linked in the description below. Now, my symptoms were pretty drastic, I'm not gonna lie. First off, what started happening was I had a very long menstrual cycle, which that's something that I had to get checked on as well. But I'm just gonna tell you how I noticed that I actually had a pretty severe iron deficiency. So, I am not someone that eats a lot of salt. I never have been. I don't even salt my eggs. Like, I use salt, like as in salt and pepper, like overall, but not where I'm gonna add additional salt to my steak or to my chicken or to anything that I'm eating. You're not gonna believe this, but I was craving salt. Like I wanted to eat salt. So those big jugs of like the sea salt, I was literally dipping everything you could think of. I would dip my chocolate in there. I would dip my mango, my cherries. Like I would get like a little bowl of cherries and I would literally get like a little side of salt and I would get my cherry and dip each and every one into the salt. It was so crazy, and everyone was looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Like, I've never seen you eat salt like that. I'm like, I know. I've never eaten salt like this in my entire life. And so I even thought to myself, I'm like, I hope I don't give myself like high blood pressure or something. But you have to understand that with salt, if you're having a high quality salt, your body actually needs sodium. And so it is not going to, it's not going to do what basically we've all been brainwashed to think it does. Like, there are other things that could cause high blood pressure, but not a high quality salt, because your body actually needs it. Now, another thing that was so weird is I was craving ice. Like, I would literally chew ice all day long, which then I went online and I was like, wait a minute, this can't be normal. Like, I've never ever craved ice, and not even like the Sonic ice, not even like any type of ice. Like, of course I like ice in my drinks, but not to be eating it. Like, I would literally be like, I kind of feel like snacking on something. I'd go downstairs and get like a big tumbler full of ice, and then I'd come on my bed and then just like read or do whatever, and I would be eating ice as a snack. And again, I'm not a doctor, like, talk to your doctor about this. This is just from personal experience. There's a possibility that you can have what is called pica, and it definitely all leads back to an iron deficiency. So I was craving a ton of ice and craving a lot of salt. And then about a month into this, I started noticing little by little when I would comb my hair, like I started noticing more hair on my brush, and I was just like, that's weird, but I didn't really think much into it. And then there were a few times where I was like, you know, like when you comb your hair and then you go like this at the end, and I would go like that, and like a whole thing of hair was coming out. And I'm like, the first time that happened, I was like, oh God, please, no, not again. Because I've had it in the past. And for me, it was so, I don't even know how to explain how it makes me feel, but it really makes me feel like I'm losing a part of myself. And I know that sounds really, really dramatic and probably like not normal, but it's the truth, you know? And it's the only way I could really describe like how I was feeling. And it really would just make me feel really, really sad. And so I was trying to talk to myself, and I would be like, Myra, like, okay, you know it's due to your iron. You're doing something about it. It's going to be okay. Like, there's a solution. As soon as you get your iron levels back up and you're running at 100%, the hair loss will stop. So I was like over here trying to give myself like counseling, you know, because I didn't want to freak out, because then, I mean, it's happened in the past where I start running like to holistic doctors and I'm like, oh my God, make this stop. And the truth is that a lot of times your body just needs to heal itself. And that's what I did. I started with one supplement, an iron supplement. It didn't work. I took it for like 2 months and I still craved all the ice. I was still craving all the salt. And then I found this one brand. So I love this brand that I use some of their vitamins. So, and I'll show you, but it's a brand that I just randomly looked up on Amazon, and then I was like, they have an iron supplement, and I looked at the reviews, and the reviews were amazing. So anyway, I bought it. It got delivered overnight, and then I started taking it, and I take it twice a day. And probably within, I would say maybe like a week, my cravings for everything started to subside a tiny bit. And by like week 3, I would say, or week 2.5-ish, I wasn't craving ice anymore. I wasn't craving salt at all. Like, now when I look at the salt, I'm like, how was I eating it like that? Like, that's so crazy. But it's nuts because like my body was deficient, and so it was just like craving like these minerals, you know what I mean? When I was dealing with that, I cut out gluten, okay? I cut out dairy, and that made a huge difference for me. Not only for my gut, because I was getting like really puffy after I ate, like literally bloated. Like, I looked like, you know when you go in front of the mirror and you like stick your tummy out, and then you could see and you're like, oh my God, I look kind of pregnant. Like, it literally looked that, but I wasn't sticking my stomach out. Like, it was just normal. And I was just like, oh my God, like the foods I'm eating are literally damaging my body. Anyway, I did that when I was dealing with more of like a thyroid issue, and cut out seed oils, cut out a lot of processed junk, incorporated some supplements, and that made a huge difference. My hair stopped falling out really quickly. But this time what I've been doing is supplements, so iron supplements, which I can show you in case any of you are. Let me go grab it. I'll show you what I started with. I started with these here that we got from a pharmacist that recommended this, but then I looked and I was just like, what the heck? This has wheat and gluten and soybeans and all this. And I was like, WTF, no. So stop taking that. And it wasn't working anyway. And then I started taking this guy. So this is the one that I found online. It's by Gaia Herbs, and it's just liquid iron. It's a plant-based iron. And this was the one that took away all of my symptoms. So if you deal with like low iron, it's probably like a good supplement to take maybe when you're on your, when you're on your cycle, because we do lose a lot of blood. And so that is why women always kind of deal with an iron deficiency and anemia. And then I went to my doctor, and he said, okay, I can put you on something that's a lot stronger. He said, I don't know how your body's gonna react to it. So just buy a generic brand, like just buy anything that you find on Amazon. And if it works for you and your body's able to tolerate it, then I'm gonna give you a high quality version of it. So I just ordered this on Amazon, 325 milligrams of ferrous sulfate. So this one's it. And I've been able to tolerate it. So I'm hoping that my iron levels are gonna go up, because if you've seen my previous video, I actually had to cancel my surgery because my iron levels were too low. So that's another reason why I've really been focused on getting my iron back up. So I've been doing my supplements. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between the liquid and the one that my doctor just recommended. And then I've also been eating a lot more meat, a lot more steak. I'm usually one to get like a little bit of steak, big salad. So now I've had to swap it. I'm doing bigger portions of meat, smaller portions of veggies. And I feel like it's really helped. I've leaned out. I've lost between 7 to 8 pounds in the last month doing this, not starving myself at all, literally eating big meals, and I feel amazing. So, just to kind of recap, my hair has stopped falling out. I probably lost some hair for almost a month. It was really, really just like falling out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like devastated. I just wanted it to stop every day, and I am so glad that it did. I contribute that to really just focusing on my nourishment, really focusing on protein. I take my iron supplements. I've also incorporated my vitamin C. So everything that I take, and I've been taking for a while, are things that actually work for me, and I can feel the difference. So anyway, I just wanted to just do a little video on this in case you are someone that deals with an iron deficiency and have always kind of dealt with like anemia. There are things to do about it. Again, I'm going to repeat myself, talk to your doctor about it, but I have incorporated these supplements and also just really focused on nourishing my body and focused on high quality meats. And I really feel a difference. Not only do I feel a difference in my overall well-being, but I can also see it in my body. Like I've leaned out and I feel amazing. So anyway, if you're struggling with weight loss, remember I do have a weight loss guide. It will be linked in the description below. Pick that up. It's what I've been following in terms of my diet. So if you're trying to lose weight, it could be really helpful. If you have friends or family that are on a weight loss journey, or maybe just trying to lose weight, trying to figure it out, please share my meal guide with them, because it could be really helpful. But thank you for being here. I love you. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.